3 headliners, 2 weekends, over 100,000 people in the California desert, and by the time it was over, Coachella had witnessed a queen return, a broken star confess, and a Latina artist make history that will never be undone. This was not just a music festival. This was the weekend pop culture held its breath. Let's talk about everything that happened at Coachella this year and why every single night told a completely different story. Friday night belonged to Sabrina Carpenter, and she knew it. 2 years ago, this same girl stood on the Coachella stage during an early evening set, looked into the crowd, and said 5 words: "See you back here when I headline." Nobody took it seriously. She was an opener, a mid-card name, a Disney Channel kid trying to cross over. And now, she was back, headlining the main stage, reportedly paid $5 million, commanding the biggest crowd of the weekend. Her set was pure old Hollywood theater, a concept she called Sabrina Wood. Elaborate stage design, costume changes, choreographed skits. During weekend 1, she brought out actors Will Ferrell, Susan Sarandon, and Sam Elliott for scripted comedy segments between songs. Weekend 2 went even bigger. Actress Gina Davis delivered a monologue, and Terry Crews showed up to poke fun at his iconic role and briefly sang 1,000 Miles. But none of that was the moment. The moment came during Juno. Midway through the song, the stage lights shifted. A figure emerged from the center of the floor, and the entire desert screamed. Madonna, the queen of pop, standing right there, in the same boots, the same corset, the same Gucci jacket she wore 20 years ago when she first performed at Coachella back in 2006. She looked at Sabrina and joked, "This is probably the first time I have ever performed with someone shorter than me." Together they performed Vogue. Then they debuted a brand new duet believed to be from Madonna's upcoming album, Confessions 2, dropping this July. And they closed with Like a Prayer, the song that had gone viral again months earlier. Madonna told the crowd it was a full circle moment. 20 years ago, she was in the dance tent. Now she was center stage, passing the torch to the next generation. Sabrina Carpenter didn't just headline Coachella, she turned it into a coronation. If Sabrina gave the crowd spectacle, Justin Bieber gave them something nobody expected: silence. Saturday night, the most anticipated comeback in pop music, which reported $10 million payday, the highest in Coachella history. And Justin walked out alone. No dancers, no band, no pyrotechnics, just an oversized hoodie, a microphone, and a laptop on a stool. For the first portion of the 90-minute set, he performed 11 tracks from his albums Swag and Swag 2. It was subdued, intimate, and then, nearly an hour in, he stopped everything. He sat down at the laptop. He opened YouTube. And in front of over 100,000 people, he typed one word: "Baby." The 2010 music video appeared on screen, and Justin Bieber, headliner of the biggest festival on earth, sang along to himself as a teenager. For almost 25 minutes, he scrolled through his own history. Favorite girl? That should be me. Beauty and a Beat. Old home videos of himself as a toddler walking into a glass door. The internet exploded. Critics called it lazy. Zara Larsson posted her confused reaction. Comparisons to Sabrina Carpenter's elaborate production made him look like he hadn't tried. But his wife Hailey Bieber responded with just 2 words: "So proud." And during weekend 2, Bieber answered the doubters his own way, by turning Saturday night into a guest star parade. Billie Eilish wandered out during One Less Lonely Girl, stumbled up the steps, curled onto a stool, and got a hug while Bieber serenaded her. They had first met at Coachella back in 2019 when she was just 17 and a Bieber superfan. SZA joined the stage, Sexy Red brought the energy. The Kid Laroi, Wizkid, Thames, Dijon, and G all made appearances. The next day, his catalog was streamed nearly 25 million times. 21 songs entered Spotify's global top 200. He became the #1 artist on the planet overnight. The man they called lazy had delivered his biggest streaming day of the entire year Sunday night. The final headliner, and the one who carried the most weight on her shoulders. Karol G walked onto the Coachella stage and became the first Latina artist to ever headline the festival in its 25-year history. Let that sink in. 25 years of Coachella. And not once had a Latin woman stood at the top of that poster, until now. Her set was the opposite of Bieber's minimalism. Massive production, over a dozen backup dancers, choreography designed by Paris Gobel, the same creative force behind some of the biggest performances in pop history. Costume changes, set changes, 26 songs performed back-to-back. She opened with Latina Forever and closed with a remix of Provenza. Along the way, she brought out Becky G, Mariah Angeli, Wisin, and Greg Gonzalez. And in between the spectacle, she paused. She spoke directly to the crowd about the violence facing the Latin community in America. She urged those struggling to hold on to their cultural pride. It wasn't just a concert, it was a statement. And the desert heard every word.